Volkswagen's Think Small campaign is widely regarded as one of, if not the greatest advertising campaigns of all time. More important than the success of Volkswagen's Think Small campaign are the marketing lessons behind it. Today, copywriters especially could still learn a great deal from the original campaign. The campaign's origin. In a time of veritable land boats like the Chevy Bel Air and the Cadillac Eldorado, the VW Beetle was regarded as laughable by the American public. Consumers wanted big cars with big engines, and they were willing to pay big prices for them. Volkswagen simply couldn't compete, so the company tried a different tactic and decided to sell the concept of an honest car. Think Small was the brainchild of an art director named Helmut Krohn and a copywriter named Julian Koenig. Krohn and Koenig worked at an advertising agency called DDB in New York in the 1950s. The two were tasked by Volkswagen to jumpstart sales of the VW Beetle. They knew the car was considered an oddity at the time, so they decided to embrace it. Krohn and Koenig took the concept of an honest car literally. They looked at the VW Beetle for what it was: small, ugly, affordable. In short, everything that modern American cars were not. They took all these traits and weaknesses and turned them into strengths, differentiators, and right at the top of the first rendition of the soon-to-be iconic campaign, they showcased the biggest, most abject criticism of the car: its size. Think Small rolled out in 1959 with expectations near zero. Helmut Krohn actually left the country before the rollout, fearing he'd be ridiculed for how terrible it was. The rest, as they say, is history. The ad didn't bomb, it blew up. To this day, it's still considered the greatest ad campaign of all time. Copywriting takeaways. While all advertisers can learn from the success of the Think Small campaign, copywriters especially should model their craft on it. Several purposeful techniques made the messaging of this original ad poignant and highly memorable. For starters, the tagline is just 2 words, with a period in the end to signal a full stop. It's a simple yet powerful statement, especially as a play on words. Think big. Below that, the copy itself is arranged in indented paragraphs, no more than a sentence long. Each of these is a quick hitter that's easily digestible and highly impactful. The copy itself is very purposeful. It tells a short story while demonstrating value to the reader. It makes you visualize the car, chiefly by first telling you what not to expect, then teasing what you can expect. This led to one of the most industry-changing innovations for ad copywriters: the shift from feature-rich copy to benefits-driven copy. Marketing would never be the same. Still big today. Perhaps the most amazing takeaway from the Think Small campaign is that even today, Volkswagen still uses the same ad layout. Grab any Volkswagen campaign from 1960 to 2020, and you'll see a striking resemblance. An image that covers 3/4 of the page and ad copy at the bottom on the remaining 1/4. That's how powerful Think Small was. 60 years later, and the company still stands by the original design. If you look closely, copywriting hasn't changed that much either. Short sentences structured in tiny paragraphs, snappy, tight taglines, a conversational tone. Volkswagen has a style that works. Why change it? It's an example any copywriter can and should look to as to what defines effective branding. Why do you think schools and agencies still preach the success of Think Small today? Interested in exploring copywriting as a career? Explore our in-depth copywriting courses and classes on our site. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know what you thought of all of this with a comment, and be sure to like and subscribe to support our growing channel.